Momento.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Representing the organizing committee, I would like to welcome you to the International Conference TWINE, Co-Creating Sustainable Rural Tourism Experiences with Food and Wine, Local Culture, Landscapes and People. To welcome you on behalf of the University of Aveiro, I give the floor, or in this case, the microphone, to the magnificent rector, Professor Paulo Jorge Ferreira. Professor, please.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the University of Aveiro, at least in this virtual setting. I would like to start by greeting all panel members, all opening session members. Dr. Teresa Ferreira, who is Director of the Resource Development Department in Tourism de Portugal. Thank you for being present. And of course, the head of the Department of Economics and Management and Industrial Engineering, Professor Carlos Costa, who is also here with us. And last but not least, Elizabeth, who did a lot of work to put this event together. So thank you, Elizabeth, and also the organizing team for achieving all that you have done in such a short time. We all know that the topic of this meeting is quite important, and nowadays, after the pandemic, now that we are starting to recover from it, looking at it from every possible angle is excellent. So I trust that you will have a very pleasant and positive experience discussing the subject, and I wish you all very fruitful discussions over Thursday, today, and tomorrow, Friday. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for your words, Professor Paulo Jorge Ferreira. Now I pass the microphone to Professor Carlos Costa, Head of Department of Economics, Management, Industrial Engineering and Tourism at University of Aveiro. Please, Professor Carlos.
Good morning. Let me start by conveying my compliments to the Rector of the University of Aveiro, my colleagues at this opening panel, and of course to the organizing committee, and in particular to Elizabeth Cassenhol, who is leader of this TWINE project, and she's also the chairperson of this conference. I also would like to greet the speakers and the attendants of this conference. Let me say that it is a pleasure to host the conference, even if it is virtually at the Department of Economics, Management, Industrial Engineering and Tourism of the University of Aveiro. Just to give you an idea, the department was created in the 35 years ago, back in 1987-88, 35 years ago, when we started the first degrees. At present, the department has 1,600 students. We have 4 bachelor programs, 5 master programs, 6 PhD programs, and 18% of the students come from abroad. For this particular academic year, we have students coming from 33 different countries. As far as tourism is concerned, we have a bachelor in tourism. We started this bachelor back in 1988. The PhD program started in 1995, and the MSc program we began the program in 2001. The department pays particular attention to research, and as well, of course, the whole university. And the tourism group is very active in the area, and Elizabeth leads a very important group devoted to rural tourism and, of course, wine tourism and many other areas. Let me also say that the subject of this conference is extremely important. Co-creation is a driving force for innovation, we all know that, for sustainability, and for a better world. And the agriculture sector has lost land, I would say literally, for many other economic activity. The world has run away from its natural sustaining basis, the nature, And it is time to move backwards to our roots, to the nature, and to make sure that the development is supported on a carrying capacity of the ecosystems. I'm sure that this conference will contribute to the construction of a better world in the future, and I would like to wish you all a pleasant and a fruitful conference.
Thank you so much for your words, Professor Carlos Costa. And now I present you Dr. Teresa Ferreira, Head of the Resources Development Department of Turismo de Portugal. Please, Dr. Teresa.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for this invitation to Turismo de Portugal. As you probably know, Turismo Portugal is the national authority for tourism. Universidade de Aveiro is a very important partner for us to work on this academic field regarding tourism. And in fact, this topic of this conference, I have to say that it is very well aligned with the National Strategy for Tourism 2027, because it's about resources that are related with the territories and its authenticity. So food, wine, local cultures, landscapes. It's about rural areas, which means low density territories, which are territories that we really want to bring tourism development. And it's about people, people that know how to do things, people that will receive the tourists and tourists themselves. So people, it's really a strong pillar that we have to have in mind doing our strategy or implementing our strategy. And of course, linking everything is, there are this sustainable approach in its economic, environmental and social dimensions. And this is very important also in our strategy, because we have specific goals regarding sustainability in tourism sector. So the conference is really well aligned with our national strategy. And behind this, I think that working on these topics, it's also very interesting, because it's a way to generate tourist flows to the interior of the country and to stimulate these flows all over the year, because we are talking about experiences that can be done all over the year. And these two things spread people all around the country and doing experiences and have motivation to come to Portugal all over the year are two important goals also of our national strategy. I think that here we have some challenges, and I know that you will speak about them during the conference. Some of them, so we have to be able to fix people in rural areas and to maintain and create these experiences with people that can live in rural areas. We have to train businesses in this co-creating approach, and also local communities, and this topic of local guides, which is a very interesting approach to bring communities to tourism. And of course, regarding public policies, we have to go to work together, tourism, agriculture, heritage. So we have to be sure that all of these sectors are working to protect local productions, to protect landscapes, their cultural landscapes. So it's also a very interesting challenge point, put different sectors working together. and of course stimulate networks and partnerships. It's also a challenge, but the only way to do right things. Turismo de Portugal, as you probably know, works strongly on wine tourism. Is one of our strategic products to work not only in developing experiences in the country, but also in our marketing strategy. And we have some different projects that can be related with this project and these topics of the conference, and perhaps it's something that we can work afterwards in the future. We work, for example, with our 5 geoparks, which are UNESCO recognized territories. And they have an interesting project which is called GeoFoods program. So I think perhaps it could be interesting to put together in the future your approach and this program. And also, and just to finalize my intervention, working on cross-selling products. For example, Portugal is very strong regarding cycling and walking experiences, and it's a product that goes very well, I think, with these experiences with food and wine and local country, so local culture. So I think we have here very interesting possibilities to work together and to bring these cross-selling products in order to achieve more interesting and creative experiences for tourism in Portugal. So I wish you a very good and inspiring conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Teresa Ferreira. Finally, Professor Elizabeth Castanhals, coordinator of the TWINE project and chair of this conference, will also leave us a few words. Please, Professor Elizabeth.
Yes, good morning, everybody. My first greetings go to the previous speakers, to Professor Paulo Jorge Ferreira, the rector of the university, Professor Carlos Costa, the head of the Department of Economics Management, Industrial Engineering and Tourism of the university, and of course also to Dr. Teresa Ferreira, director of the Resource Development Department of Turismo de Portugal. Thank you very much for your kind and inspiring words, and for the previous reflections on topics that are actually important to us: sustainability, the development of innovative experiences, engaging communities, people, the travelers themselves, and having the opportunity here of building win-win situations in particularly rural low-density areas is a big concern that we share here. Let me say that as the chair of this conference, and also in the name of the organizing committee, I would like to thank everybody who has been collaborating with the project and the conference. And in particular, I would like to name here the National Fund of Science and Technology, FCT, who has funded this project, the University of Aveiro, of course, and DG8 in particular, and our research unit, GovCorp. Also the universities of Beira Interior and the Polytechnic Institute of Viseu that are partners in the project, and the wine routes of Bairrada, Dão, and Beira Interior, who are also very important partners, helping collecting a lot of data and permitting all our analysis and discussion that we will present also later during the conference. A special word, of course, to the organizing committee. And here I would like to also give a special thanks to Diana Cunha and Maria Manuel Gogueira and Mario Neves, who have been very active and working hard, in particular the last weeks. And a special thanks to the scientific committee, to the keynotes that have accepted to be present, and the speakers of the roundtable, and also of the meeting, the editors workshop later later this afternoon. And naturally, a special thanks to all the authors who bring in their relevant research results and reflections and are available for exchanging ideas during the coming days. And last but not least, the audience that is now also already present on YouTube. And I hope that we will engage more actively during the parallel sessions to come and also during the networking breaks that are foreseen. So I'm very pleased and honored to welcome you all to our conference. It took us over a year to prepare and organize this event. We were unsure in the beginning if we would make it on campus, and actually this would be a perfect conference to make it on campus and invite some players from the territories and taste some of their wines and do a very interesting social program as well and look at the territories that we have been studying. But I think it was the most sensible way to organize an international conference that aimed at an exchange of ideas amongst researchers from all over the globe, considering the actual pandemic situation. However, we are in fact very happy that we have, apart from very interesting and internationally renowned keynote speakers, 19 parallel sessions with 69 presentations of diverse research work undertaken within the topic of the conference from diverse perspectives and distinct parts of the world. We are also glad to have a round table this afternoon about concrete challenges of wine tourism development in Portugal. Actually, the conference is held both in English and in Portuguese, and Portugal has indeed a lot of potential, as Dr. Teresa Ferreira said before, a lot of potential for rural tourism, a lot of potential in integrating food and wine and local products in these experiences. It has most unique territories, landscapes, traditions, communities that may benefit from tourist development. But there are many other regions with potential and unique resources, and there are a lot of challenges. It is our challenge as researchers to help find ways of making the best of such potentials while contributing to sustainable regional development. Well, and this will be the challenge of the conference as well. I wish you all a very inspiring conference, very productive days, and we will meet soon virtually again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Elizabeth, for your inspiring words. Well, to all who attended and participated in this opening session, we thank you for your presence and wish you all an excellent conference. We invite everyone to attend today's plenary session, which will start in a few minutes, 25 minutes. Thank you very much to all, and please enjoy.